Hi everyone, my name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to set up my February bullet journal, and I have decided to do cupcakes and strawberries, and to kind of make it a little bit different, I've also added coffee. I did get the inspiration for the coffee from one of my son's drawings from school, and I thought it tied it in pretty well because why wouldn't you want coffee with a cupcake? Some of the pens I've decided to use for this spread are Crayola Super Tips, which I feel are underrated and they're popular at the same time. So popular, I mean that a lot of people get them because they're really affordable, but at the same time, I have them in my collection and I very rarely use them. So I figured this would be the spread to use them on. On the left-hand side, I am doing a quote that says, "Dream without fear, love without limits," and it ties it in with the February theme. I'm using a variety of fonts in this spread, so as you can see, it's not really bubble letters, but it is larger letters, which I outlined with my black Sakura Pigma fine liners and colored in pink. And then I also did some monoline, which I thought looked really nice and made the spread look really beautiful and elegant. And at the very bottom, I decided to do some foligraphy with the word limits. So I like to vary up the font on the very cover page, but usually throughout my entire monthly spread, I do stick to one or two different fonts just to kind of keep it more tied in together. So here I'm just finishing up some of the coloring details on the whipped cream. And yes, I know whipped cream is usually white, but I wanted to give the spread as much color as I possibly could. As you guys may know, usually in my monthly setups, I do a really colorful title page, and then throughout the spread is just pretty much functional for me. But this time I did try to add a little bit of drawing throughout, and I really like it. The title page is a little bit busy, but it is a change for me because, again, I don't really do as much. So on the right hand side, I'm drawing out the word February, but I am doing it in bouncy up and down letters just to make it a little bit more fun. And then I have cupcakes and coffee cups with whipped cream on them all over the page. This may seem crazy, but I've been bullet journaling for about 2 or 3 years now, and I have not once ever done a drop shadow in gray. So there's a couple of things I would like to point out. Number one, using gray in this spread particularly just makes it a little bit more softer, a little bit more romantic, instead of having that really sharp contrast with black. And the second thing is, when you look at a spread with a gray drop shadow, sometimes you can't put your finger on it what is making the spread look just a little bit better. And I tell you guys right now, it is a gray drop shadow. So for these doodles on this page, I went ahead and colored them all in before outlining. And this is mostly because I didn't want the colored pens to smear the fine liner, which they do. My Sakura Pigma microns are meant to be waterproof, but only once they've been dry. And when I work this quickly, it just smears on the page. So hence I color beforehand. And I do apologize as well for the shaking of the table. As you might notice, I am filming in a different area of my house. My daughter was actually sleeping during this video, so I was filming at the kitchen table and it's a little bit shaky. And here's another crazy thing. I just realized now when I'm editing this video that I forgot the last R in February. Oh my goodness, you guys. I will go back and fix that afterward. For my second spread, I decided to do another calendar monthly layout style, and I put the correct spelling of February on the left-hand side. I don't think I've ever done this in my entire bullet journal career, but I thought it would be a perfect spot because I did have room there. And I made the grid calendar really large this time, so I believe they are 7 by 7. And there's lots of room for me to fill in all of my appointments, which I actually don't have any of this month, but that's okay. And I do include a little YouTube growth tracker on the bottom left corner, or sorry, I guess the left page, right corner. And on the right page at the bottom, I included a tiny goal section, which only really has room for 3 goals, but I'm really trying to focus down this month. And I guess pretty much this year, I'm trying not to push myself too much and really focus on a few goals instead of many goals, because I feel like that might make my life less stressful. So for the dates, I just decided to make a little circle in pink, and then I will put the date on top of that. And I had a few pink accents throughout. And you will see towards the end of the video during the flip through that I decided to color in the goal section all in pink, so it will change when you look at the final flip through. This next spread is my events and YouTube calendar. So even though I do have a monthly layout calendar, I do like to have this style as well, because on differing days, sometimes I like to see my events laid out in different styles, if that makes any sense. And the YouTube section is perfect because right there is where I add all of my posted and scheduled YouTube videos, because I am posting 4 times a week on my main channel, which is this channel, and I believe those days are Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then on my Sandra Dahl beauty channel, which is strictly makeup and makeup hauls, I do post Monday and Thursday regularly. So if you want to check those out, I will leave that down below for you. And I'll just like to have an overview, but I do all of my background work in my Happy Planner, and my Happy Planner bag is where I write out my work schedule. Since I've added my Patreon, I have also added, of course, my blog on my website. I'll leave that for you on the screen if you're interested to check that out. Also, I have added my blog posts on a platform called Medium. It is a place where writers and readers gather together to share information and read stories. The right half of this spread is my monthly task list, which you will see me filling out now, and on the right beside that is my video idea area where I write down any ideas for stationery that I have, as well as for makeup. As I was saying before, I did add a few more doodles this month than usual, and I carried the color palette throughout this entire spread. These next two spreads are my habit tracker and mood tracker. So I've really been enjoying the grid style trackers instead of writing out every single little box for individual trackers. Number one, it makes it easy. Number two, when you see it visually, you can actually see where you're missing habits that you are wanting to actually complete, because that's kind of the whole point. And some of the things that I am tracking are personal, like having a shower, water intake, vitamin, heartburn pill, and my inhaler for day and night. And for work stuff, it's more about reading, working on my iPad, journaling, drawing, posting on Medium, filming, editing, posting on YouTube, Instagram, Patreon, and also my website. It seems like a lot of things to track every day, but in my experience, it's either I track them on my habit tracker or I write them down on my daily task list. And this kind of helps me to not having to write it down each and every day during my dailies. So that's why it's on there instead. For my mood tracker, it's pretty much the same thing. The graph is a little bit smaller and I only include 5 moods, I guess. So the top, and it's kind of a gradient system. So the top is super happy, the bottom is super sad. Hopefully we never get to that point. And I just added a few hearts at the bottom because I did have room there to draw a little bit of decoration. And the spreads do look pretty lonely and quiet, but once they are filled in, then you'll start to see a pattern and it looks kind of cool. This next spread is my doodle a day, and this page is really blank. I leave it completely empty because once February hits, I will do a drawing every single day, and I will post that on my weekly setup. And all it is a little piece of paper with a list of all of the drawings I want to do, and I get my ideas from Cindy Guntart-Baldo. I'm actually on her Llama Loves Lettering Facebook group. And this current month, I'm actually doing South Park, and for February, I believe it will be Family Guy. This spread is my son's birthday spread, and so I normally don't include these in my bullet journal. I did not decorate this with any pink hearts or anything except for the ones beside the title. So all I did was I drew 4 small boxes on the page, and I am leaving room for Polaroid pictures beside each of them. So some of the things I have included are gifts to buy or things to buy, people, invitations, and plans. So because his birthday is the end of February, I don't know if we're going to be able to have people over yet. And so it's kind of, we're leaving it up in the air for now. And if we can have get-togethers, I will fill out the spreads. And again, even if we don't, we'll still have some kind of party for him, even if it's just us. So I just wanted to have a place where I could add some pictures for his little party. So originally I had done away with this dream log spread, thinking that I don't really use it much, and it's not because I don't want to, I just haven't been remembering any of my dreams. So it's kind of crazy because when I was pregnant, I remembered everything, and now I don't remember a single thing. And I think it's just because I haven't been getting any sleep ever since my daughter was born, and I sleep very lightly, so I don't really remember my dreams. So I decided against not including it, and I added it anyway because it's kind of a memory thing for me. It's really fun to go back and read your dreams because it's crazy how easily you forget. And on the right hand side, I had a brain dump page, which I never include, but I really wanted to have a spot where I could write random stuff down if it came across my mind. Usually I do include a weight tracker, but this month I'm finally going to move that over to my happy planner and track that in my wellness planner. So that's not going to be in my bullet journal anymore. So when I do my flip throughs, I won't have to hide those pages from you guys. And this last spread is my weekly planning spread. So the last probably bullet journal or 2, I've really been enjoying having a 1 weekly spread, which includes grocery shopping next week, things to do, events, meal planning, like all the things. And then going past this page, I include a daily section where I just write a daily list for every single thing I have to do. And it's really been working well for me. And I mean, the spreads aren't as aesthetic as if I had just a weekly spread with like the daily sections on it, but this is what's working, and that's kind of the whole purpose of a bullet journal, is to make it work for you and to change it for your specific needs. So to decorate this spread, I decided to add this cute little cupcake with a strawberry on top, and that will be it for the decoration. And again, I do go in with my gray Scribbles That Matter brush marker and add all the details and highlights. And just a little note that I was looking for these Scribbles That Matter brush pens on Amazon and I couldn't find them anywhere. All that I could find were the fine liners. So if you guys are looking for them, I'm sure they'll bring them back soon, but these are probably one of my favorite pens. The only thing that's kind of setting them apart from Tombows right now for me is that the selection isn't as good as the Tombows, but they are such a good pen. Okay, you guys, that's it for this monthly spread. We are going to head into the flip through now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you're new here, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. Last but not least, click that bell notification button so you'll be notified every time I upload. We'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye now.